Kamala Harris gets all of the wake-up calls, goes to Puerto Rico. She's over there enjoying herself while the Puerto Rican people are saying, you're gonna need to be more than a woman of color to get our vote again. BBN Jack Frost. What up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. I thought I said Kamala Khan. I mix those up a lot lately. Anyway, so apparently Kamala Harris goes to Puerto Rico, and they're just saying, as respectful could have been respected, we need more from your administration. Okay. I want to be clear about something. I understand that if you are an individual who lives in United States, that our government should be seeking to protect you. So I'm speaking about all individuals. No matter if you are a convict, a prisoner, a free person, no matter if you're a pervert or some woman that is, I don't know why we don't consider women that do porn a pervert. Can somebody explain that to me real quick? Isn't women that do porn perverts? Like, right? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And if that is true, that means... Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, I'm saying we're supposed to have laws to protect everyone. Just so we could be clear. The government is supposed to care about everyone. So she goes out to Puerto Rico. And there's one thing that often I think Kamala Harris does. VP, Vice President Kamala Harris does. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But there's one thing that it seems like she does in every speech that I hear her give. And that is not actually say anything. Just talk in circles and basically speak about ponderances. I think that's the best way to put it. And this is me being as respectful as possible. Meaning that if she's the vice president and she gives a speech, she should be saying something that is going to be beneficial to the people that she's that's going to be hearing her talk, correct? Somebody that I think was a great speaker was Nancy Reagan. That's how far back I want to go. Just for us to get an understanding of, even though you're not the president, when you do come out and you do speak and you decide to be heard by the public, you can't talk in circles. You have to, one, know what's going on, and two, either be able to explain it or just say, this isn't something that we could speak on. You know, it's government secrets. You want them to throw me in Guantanamo. Let's go a little bit further. Now, she's clapping, as you saw, and the translator had to say to her, explain to her, that they were not celebrating you. The fact that she stopped clapping is the issue I have. I'm going to say that again. The fact that she stopped clapping, the fact that what they were saying is, what are you going to do? And she stopped clapping is the issue. At that point, when you know that they're saying what's next, you should be clapping harder like, I got this. I keep saying she's not black. I keep saying she's not black. We're just talking about black people behavior right there. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. One thing that we're going to do is we're going to clap when we mean something. So the fact that she stopped clapping when they challenged this particular situation, you're about to give a speech. What are you going to tell us? Is it worth telling us something? And your thing was to stop clapping like you didn't even have faith in the speech that you was about to give to the people. When you realize you are going to have to actually say something credible in order to get any kind of positive responses, then your attitude changed. That's where I have the issue. Once again, I am not saying that you cannot vote Democrats in the office. What I am often saying is that there are Democrats who should be getting voted in, but they're not. The Democrats that are getting voted in the office might not be the Democrats that we need in office. Same thing could be said on the Republican side. Just so we could be clear. I think a big issue and a big problem is too many black people are part of the Democratic Party, and there's less parity. There's not more black Republicans. I think that's an issue, and I think that makes the Democrats feel like they don't have to do anything for our people. And yes, she was at Puerto Rico, but what makes you think Puerto Ricans ain't black? Now I'm going to say this, and once again, I'm not coming for them. I'm coming for the idea and the concept that we have a vice president trying to drum up votes by being seen, not by even giving inspirational speeches. I'd have more respect for the inspirational speech that's trying to BS people, because you might inspire a couple of people to go do greatness, even though you out here doing all of the shadiness, if that's the case. But you're not even good at giving speeches. You're real good at standing up there and looking like you're counting the minutes until this is over. You're great at that. There's a clock somewhere and you keep glancing over at it. 26 more seconds. Great at that. Excellent. All of the excellentness. But when it comes to saying something, you don't seem to be good at that. When it comes to speaking about what's actually been done and be able to talk about, see, when you go and you speak to these colleges, there's things you can say. But when you come and you speak to black people, there's nothing you can say. When you go speak to the LGBTQ community, there's things you can say. When you go speak to the Muslim community, there's things you can say. When you go speak to the black community, there's not anything you can say. That's the problem. The modern day slavery. And I don't want to hear, because pay attention. They're going to say things like, and I promise you, well, women got the right to abort. I find that as a bigger problem than not. Because now, since aborting babies is so easy, people are less choosy when it comes to a partner. People just willy-nilly with it. I find that mindset makes it so that our families specifically, because y'all always make it known that how you're helping black people is because women have the right to abort. I just want to be clear on this. When y'all talk about helping women of other demographics, of other ethnicities, that's never anything that's brought up. Y'all can say things. But when it deals with black women, it's always you have the right to abort. Welfare. But when you speak on other nationalities, there's so many things that you can say that you put forth that has nothing at all to do with bad behavior. Why, when they talk about helping our women, it's always helping them after a mistake is made, not helping them so the mistake isn't made? I guess that's the question. They say they love you, but isn't correction the sincerest form of love? Why is there never any correction? Why is there always an apology? So I think it's dangerous when you have a person of influence, independent of what their gender might be or their political leanings, and they have a high position, and they are not what would be considered at least normal amongst who they claim to be their peers. She claims to be a black woman, but has no black woman behavior. Not even the negative shit. Part of my language. She doesn't even have the negative black women behavior. You know, the stuff that y'all get accused of all having that you don't all have, it's just regular people. It's just that people just capping. People get angry. They do things. It is what it is, you rat bastards. Part of my language. But you know the thing, she doesn't even have that. So I'm just gonna say this, and then we're gonna close this video out. But do you remember when I told y'all she was gonna be chosen as the VP next to Biden? It was about 6 months, pardon me, it was about 3 months before they chose her. I remember, I believe we was having a conversation probably in like January or February of that year, I think 2020 or whatever the case was, whatever year that was. And I believe she got mentioned somewhere around April or May, somewhere around that time is when they solidified it. So y'all know how I knew that it had to be her? You think they would legitimately put somebody in at the vice president when they want to control the president? So they want to control the president. Now they have to install somebody as the vice president. You think they're going to install an in-between if that person isn't already a freaking Bush? The only person I seen them do that with was George Bush Sr. when Reagan was the president, but he was really the president. That's a whole nother conversation, though. I told you I'm into this. In any regard. They weren't going to choose somebody to go be his vice president unless it was somebody who was them. The only way they was going to get somebody who was them is if they would have put maybe Hillary, but Hillary lost. So they're not going to put Hillary. Because how you going to put the loser as the vice president? That don't make sense. You're trying to beat Trump. So they had to go get somebody else that I personally consider to be a puppet. Boom. Guess who pulled up? So I knew it had to be her. And it also had to be somebody who was already pushing a certain agenda. And it also had to be somebody who got kicked early. Because therefore, she got kicked out so early that y'all don't really remember her. You get it? Y'all don't really remember her. Anybody remember any of her debates? She was terrible because she was so unliked. Her constituency really hates her out there in California. See, that's the part people don't get. So yeah, that's how I knew it was going to be her. It literally just made the most common sense. They plugged somebody in who had no input, had no design to have an input. So she was no one that they had to worry about. If Trump runs, Trump wins. Period. He's going to win the black male vote by a staggering amount. He's going to win the Latino vote. You got a lot of people that believe, oh, no, he gonna lose the Latino vote because because Trump is gonna deport, however, gonna deport them or whatever. Okay, so take your racist ass somewhere else and stop thinking that almost all the Latinos in America is illegal. A lot of people are residents of America, are great American citizens themselves, and have no fear of deportation, nor anyone in their family being deported. And there's a ton of people who probably can get deported, but still just don't like what's going on because they family's suffering. They might be able to get deported, but they're still like, they can't vote anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But they're still like, go Trump. Because while they're still here, they're struggling. They watching their family struggle. Money don't go like it used to. Business ain't like it used to. People ain't doing commerce. So don't get fooled. Democrats know they in trouble. They know they in all of the troubles. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one.